Hello, this is Gary Franke at Achieve Alpha Insurance, giving you a quick overview of the 2021 open enrollment for individual health insurance. The first thing I want to say about this year is if you like your plan, the plans are rolling over. They're staying somewhat similar from year to year. So if you want to stay on your current plan, you can just end the video now and roll over from there. But if you do have questions, you can give myself, Tamara, or Julia a call. Our number is on the screen. You can call or text message us at our office number. This is just a quick overview. Just make sure to check the carrier's website for specific details as well. If you have any health insurance questions, go to our website, achieve-alpha.com. All of the details, all of our insurance products and examples, there's overviews. As you scroll down, you can see additional details there. This is the main page for the Health Plan Finder this year. Once you log in, you will see the button Report a Change. Do not create a new application. You want to update your application from year to year. If you do have any message center questions or want to look up things, all of the email communications are listed up there in the corner. As for us, you want to click on Find a Broker. If we're not currently a broker, there's no additional cost. Our commission is built into the price, just like auto insurance that we also sell as well. So once you click it, put my last name Franke in the system, F-R-A-N-K-E. Click Search, Request Help, and proceed, and we can help you going forward. Any of us in our office can help you out if you add me as your broker. Once you get to the end and starting to select a plan, it will make you go through the Smart Plan Finder system. I would just skip that. That system is not the most accurate. I found some discrepancies on a regular basis, which doesn't give me the most confidence, but it can be a good barometer to look through. What you want to do is click Filter By, and you can filter by carrier because they're going to put all of the Cascade Care plans first. I'll explain those in a bit. And then down below, for example, it says Ambetter Cascade Silver Plan. If you want to see the specific details of that plan, it'll lay at the overview, and at the very bottom, it'll get like the nitty-gritty details if you want those. So to filter by, in this example, it says Coordinated Care, which is Ambetter, LifeWise, and Molina that you can shop around for if you want to look at the different comparisons. We also have auto and homeowners insurance. We have over a dozen carriers, so if you have questions or comments or want anything, we can help you out that as well because we are based in Pacific and Achieve Alpha Insurance. For price comparison, the rates are going down approximately 5% for this year. As you can see down below, the 50-year-old rate for a full price based on the carriers to give you kind of an estimate of cost for a person. I've listed the carriers approximately by their network size. So at the top, you're going to have a little bit larger network. As it goes down, it has roughly a smaller network. But if your doctor's in a network and it's a lower cost plan, hey, that's a great deal from that perspective. For income level, so if you're a household of 3 and your modified adjusted gross income for 2021 estimate, do not use your 2020 year income, but you can use it as an estimate if you need to. If you make below that, you get tax credits. If you make above that, you pay the full cost. One of the products we really like is LifeSecure. They have a really good accident plan. If you're more prone to injury, have kids in sports, or just have a higher risk job. For example, this person that's 45 is $27 a month for a $7,100 benefit bank. So if you get injured, a $5,000 injury, it'll cover up to that amount. So there's a $100 deductible. Those work really quick, simple. Critical illness, if you have heart attack, stroke, a lot of those types of issues, it'll pay you a lump sum payment, but we have been selling the hospital recovery insurance this year. For example, if you get coronavirus and get hospitalized, you can get up to $900 per day for up to 35 days if you purchase this plan. I bought it for myself just to have it, as an example, but it works well if you get hospitalized for any reason. Those plans do not cover prior health issues. They only cover new issues. What's new for 2021? You're going to see a lot about Cascade Care. The first thing is Cascade Care plans have the same exact network. For example, with LifeWise, it's the same LifeWise network with the Cascade Care or the regular LifeWise plans. But the Cascade Care plans have one gold, silver, and bronze across all the carriers. All the details are the same, so you can compare apples to apples. So it's a good way to see things from that perspective. They are generally a little bit more expensive because they're a little bit better plans. And it's the first year, so anticipate prices to go up 10 or 15% for next year, just because that's what we've seen in other examples of new programs rolling out. It's not a good or bad thing. They're decent plans. Pick one if you want to. The only thing to be on the lookout for is the public option plans. They're called Cascade Care Select. If you see that, the plans have a little bit smaller network. They're a little bit cheaper, but they're the first year of the program, so just be aware that the network pays doctors a little bit less, and so it may be a little smaller network, but they're decent plans if your doctors take those plans. This is a quick summary of how prescription drugs are covered. So the definition of tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as you're going through the examples, feel free to pause this as you're going through and look at the different carriers. We chose like the top 3 for each of the carriers. So here's how all of the Cascade Care plans look from carrier to carrier. Anything down below in the green and gray section is covered before deductible. So you can kind of look at the examples of how they work. They cover labs and imaging a fair amount up front. But for example, if you have a larger medical expense, you'd pay the $500 deductible on the gold. Then you pay 20%, insurance pays 80% until you hit the max out of pocket in that insurance network. For example, Regence is back into Washington State a lot more than that they were in prior years. They cover UW, Evergreen, Overlake. They have a good network of doctors. We would probably recommend getting a Regence Cascade Care plan. It's just their plan designs are better for Cascade Care than their regular direct plans or through the health exchange. But as a whole, they have a strong network, so that may be something you want to go back to. But it's not the true PPO that was like 4 years ago. LifeWest is one of our most attractive plans for 2020 because they came back with a force. One of the advantages, they cover Swedish and Providence and CHI Franciscan. So if you want to see a doctor outside of those networks, you want to choose a different plan. They also do not cover brand name drugs up front on their gold and silver like all the other plans do for the most part. But for the price, if you just want to have a larger independent doctor network, they're a really good plan for the price. Primera is the most expensive, but they also have a huge network of doctors, huge hospital network. They cover psychology and prescription drugs up front, which LifeWise doesn't. But they're mainly in King County, so they're not in Pierce or Snohomish counties. And they also cover the polyclinic. They're the only ones that cover that. Ambetter is covered in 20 states, so that technically they have the largest network throughout the U.S. So if you live in Arizona for part of the year, Nevada, Texas, Florida, or some of the big states, you have network all throughout those states. They do have the Swedish, Providence, and Evergreen, and CHI Franciscan networks of hospitals. They have a little bit smaller network of independent doctors, but for their plan designs, they're really attractive plan designs for the price. They cover labs up front on all their plans. The ones that on the screen, I would recommend one of these plans if you're going to get an Ambetter plan from that perspective. Molina Marketplace also has a little bit more limited network of doctors similar to Ambetter, but they have a larger network of hospital systems. They also cover a lot more labs up front, so the plans are fairly attractive for the price, so that can be a good option from there. Kaiser Permanente is, their prices are roughly the same about Molina and Ambetter. You'd have to go to the Kaiser Permanente facilities, but they are in 7 states in Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado are the main ones on the West Coast area. But for the price, it's been a little bit harder from clients telling us this year getting into specialists. So if you're looking at Kaiser plans or if you're on there, stay where you're at if it works. But otherwise, we'd probably recommend a different carrier for the most part, but they have their time and place for everything. Providence is in just 6 counties. They have mainly the Providence network since they're the whole hospital system. They are a little bit more expensive, but they do not cover abortion services. If that's something that's of interest to you from that perspective, they're the only ones that provide that exclusion. Health savings accounts. If you're going to have a larger surgery or expense, we recommend an HSA. You can put tax deductible money in, talk with your CPA. We can kind of give you an overview of how that works. But they generally have a little bit lower max out of pocket for the price. So that's kind of the only reason you'd want to get an HSA. The cost share plans. Cost share plans don't cover prior health issues, and they're not insurance. They're insurance type products that have been around since the 90s. The Physicians Network is a large network throughout the U.S., but they can be attractive if you're a healthy individual and can't afford or don't want to pay for a fully insured plan, which is often up to 50% more expensive. So these are a lot more affordable. However, use any form of tobacco products or other types of drugs, do not purchase this plan. As you can see on the screen, there's a couple advantages for this year from prior years, but they've kept the plans fairly similar. Dental insurance for children are very attractive through the exchange. If you're going through there, get one for your child under 18. Otherwise, the direct-to-carrier plans with Emeritus and Delta Dental are better for adults, especially with major dental like root canals and crowns. Emeritus has a little bit better pricing if you stay in their network. They have a fairly large network, but Delta Dental is the largest for sure, but they're more expensive because of that. So if your dentist is in there, choose one of the top 2 plans for $1,000 or $2,000 total benefits. Otherwise, you can purchase the 3rd or 4th plans that cover any dentist in America. They have a 6-month waiting period for major dental, whereas Delta Dental has a 12-month waiting period for major dental. The top 3 plans are the ones we sell. They work the most effectively from that perspective, and they have a large network. So either one of those will be a good option. And if we're not your broker, click on Find a Broker, add us, and then we can help you out throughout the year. But if you have any questions, give us a call, 425-802-2783.